Hi guys, this is Crafty Cat. Welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. We are here, we're going to be swatching my brand new set of QoR mini urban sketchers. These are artist watercolors. They're 6 half pans. These were on, well, not on sale. They were pretty expensive actually on Amazon for $56.98. But I had this little mini set of QoR that are no longer all in here that I got. There were a set of 3 colors and they were like $6 or $7 from Jackson's Art Supplies, and I really love them. And ever since I got these, I've wanted more of the QoR. And then I had this in my wish list for a while and it went down by about $10, so I bought it. But I didn't need it, but you know me. So anyway, these were the original QoR that I fell in love with. These are what the swatches are. So it came with the Nickel Azo, the Magenta, and that's Quinacridone Magenta, and the Ultramarine Blue. So those 3 colors it came with. And then I also used some of these colors to mix together. So the yellow and blue, the yellow and magenta, and the magenta and blue to get the green, the orange, and the purple. So I had the little set of 6 in here. And then this came with a set of 6 half pans. And if you saw my unboxing video, you might laugh. And it comes with this little swatching sheet. And it's a really cute little tin. So it comes with these 6 colors right here. All right. But it came with 6 extra half pans. So I thought, great. I'll take these 6 pans and I'll put them in here. And then I'll have a set of 12 colors, which will be perfect. So I'll have, 9 regular colors and then 3 colors that I mix myself. But they won't fit because the regular pans are not the same as the QoR pans. The QoR pans, you can see, are much smaller. And the regular pans that I have, they jut out at an angle. And these are up and down. So I was not able to get all 6 in here. But I was sort of able to get 3 in here without them jumping out. If I put any more than 3, if I try to put them, they leap out. So I've got these 3 extras here. So if I want to mix any of these 2 together, I could just leave them in here and just leave them as my convenience colors, which is what I'll do. And yeah. So it's unfortunate that I couldn't get them all in. And I even took the magnets off these 3 so to make them fit in, because I had put magnets on the bottoms of all of these. So what I think I will do is I will wait until these come back in stock. These little QoR, I think it's just like a little preview set. They sell them at Jackson's. They're out of stock right now. And when I got them, they were on for half price. So I think they're $12.99 regular, and I got them for $6.99 or $3.99. It's a really good price. But I really love these colors and the way they looked. And so now we're going to have these top 3 colors in this set. And I could still mix these 3 colors using these 3 colors. And lots of other colors too. So I'm just going to put this aside in my little bag so I don't misplace them. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to show you is what I could have done is I also have a little mini set of Daniel Smith Primatech. And these I could have put all 6 of them in here. These are the 6 colors. Because the Daniel Smith, when they dry, they shrink. And they're not a sticky paint. And they fall right out, which is very annoying. Because I was painting with these at the park the other day. And when I opened the kit, I opened them sideways, and 4 of these fell out. And thank goodness they didn't fall through the slats on the deck that I was standing on. I was on a walkway, like a wooden walkway with little slits in them. I could have lost all these paints. So thankfully I was able to pick them back up again. But I could just pop these out if I wasn't so klutzy. Just take them out of those pans and shove them in here. And with water, they would fit. But these are a wider pan. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to keep these as their own set, because I'm actually not even sure how well the Daniel Smith would mix. And these colors are beautiful, but these are the stone ones, the Primatech. And there's like the pink one here. is not as vibrant as like the rosy pink one here. The blue is not as vibrant. So I thought, you know what? As nice as these would be, I'm not going to do that right now. But I will carry these with me. So I'll have both of them. So I'll have all the QoR plus these with me. I normally carry my Winsor & Newton Cotmans with me. I put some magnets on the back so they work with my sketchbook holder thingy that I have. And I do like these paints. These are nice, and I like that it has this little thing for mixing that you could take off. And you can move this down and put your thumb in there and hold it. I do really like this a lot. I use it a lot, as you can see. I've been using it quite a bit over the last 2 years. And they've got beautiful colors. But the colors are not as vibrant or pigmented as the other ones, which is good because sometimes you don't want that. And it's easy to get more pigmented because you can just do one layer, let it dry, and then go over it all again. But I'm not very good at painting yet. And sometimes when I do that, I mess it up. And I do usually go over it. And I do love these colors. And I will not ever get rid of this. I love this. You know? But I think I might be ready to make the move to Winsor & Newton regular instead of Cotman. Because these just don't do it for me anymore. Anyway, let's swatch these. So the colors in this set, it's very hard for me to read, so I'm looking on my computer where I can make it bigger. There is Benzimidazolone, I don't know how to say it, Yellow, Quinacridone Red, Cobalt Blue, which I really wanted a Cobalt Blue, Cobalt Teal, which I'm very excited about, Dyke Brown, and Payne's Gray. Plus from here, I have the other three. There's a yellow, a magenta, and ultramarine blue. I think that's nickel azo yellow. All right. So now I'll have the 2 yellows, the 2 reds, the 2 blues, the teal, a brown, and a Payne's Gray, which is a really nice set. And I'm very excited to try these. So let's swatch these together. I'm just going to move this. I'll probably swatch this one on my own later. And we'll just do it right now here where I've written down all of the names. I'm just going to use this to kind of angle it up so you don't get hopefully too much glare. And I am just using one of my Winsor & Newton Cotman brushes. And that's it. So I have the water off camera. So I don't know if I need to spray these or not. And I'm probably just... No, they're picking up really nicely. So this is, I'm calling it Benzimidazolone Yellow. So let's just do a stripe over it. And it's a really beautiful color. And let's just add some more water. And I did not pre-wet these at all. I can't reach my water very good. I've got to move it over. And we'll play with these later. Right now we're just swatching them. I just want to see how light they can go. And we'll add water later, okay? And see what happens. And this is Quinacridone Red. And they really, they don't take a lot of water to pick up any color. These are really beautiful. Oh, I love these so much, you guys. These are so pretty. And you can see so far, they're very, very transparent. You can easily see the black line, and that's just Sharpie. But I let it sit for about half an hour or so, maybe an hour. That Quinacridone Red is just gorgeous. I love it. Yeah, these colors are so pretty. Just going to make sure to get that red off my brush. And add some water. I just want to see the lighter color. And I know I'm supposed to mop that up, but I really don't care, just for swatching. And this is just, I should have showed you before I started. I always forget. This is just my Canson XL watercolor paper. I like this for swatching because it's inexpensive. It's a nice size. I have a bigger one, but I find this size is really good. I don't like the one that's too big. And this is the Cobalt Blue, which I was very excited about. Oh, that is so pretty. And now I can follow Paul Clark's tutorials better, because he always uses Cobalt Blue. And only one of my watercolor sets has Cobalt Blue. I have lots of ultramarine blue. I have indigo. I have Prussian blue. But yeah, only one of my sets that I could think of has Cobalt Blue. And let's just go in with some water. So you can see what it looks like when it's light. Pretty. That is beautiful. I love that blue. This reminds me of candy. These colors are like candy. They're so pretty. So there's another set that I almost wanted to get too. It's the earth tones. And I was really drawn to the earth tones too. But it is spring. The earth tones maybe I'll get in the fall if I enjoy working with these. And look how they're so easy to re-wet. So here's the Cobalt Teal, and I was very excited about this color. That is beautiful. And you know, when I'm at camp in the summer, sometimes our water does take on that shade depending on how the sun is shining. And sometimes it goes really dark, or like very dark blue. Sometimes it's gray. Sometimes it looks brown, and like it depends. But yeah, sometimes it does have shades of that in it. So I'm really happy about that. And this one is Dyke Brown. That is a beautiful, beautiful brown, you guys. I don't think I had enough water on my brush. No, I didn't. Look how pretty that brown is. And we'll see what it looks like, and we'll do some wet on wet playing with this after. And last but not least, that's just too much right there. Last but definitely not least, we have Payne's Gray coming up. Very excited to see what that looks like. And you know what? This is my first time using this brush. I'm really liking this brush. So it looks like there's a lot of blue in this gray. It almost looks like an indigo blue. That is beautiful. So I'm sorry I'm not getting perfectly square boxes. I'm not good at that. But that is a very pretty gray, and it's nice to have some darker tones in here too. But that leans very heavily blue. So I did not mean to do that. I had more water on the brush than I thought. But those are so pretty. So these are the colors that came in my brand new set. So this is the QoR Sketchers Urban Sketcher set. And they're absolutely beautiful. But I also want to add the 3 other colors that I am adding to here. And I'll write down their names after, okay? Because I did this kind of as an afterthought. I thought it would be nice to have all my QoR paints together. So this is the Nickel Azote Yellow. So, and these are the ones that I poured from a tube into here. So we'll see the difference between the ones that they sell and the ones where it's a tube that is hardened. These seem to re-wet better than these, but they're re-wetting okay. And it could be that I didn't have enough water. So that is the Nickel Azo, and I'm not doing the line for this one. As you can see, they're all very transparent. So pretty. I love that color. So I'm really glad that I now have these two yellows together in a brown, because I was really missing a brown. And I know you can mix a red and a yellow and try to add blue and get brown, but I'm not good at mixing yet. So when you add more water, it almost turns into this color, but brighter. So yeah, this was like, I think that was my favorite color in the whole set. Although I do love the magenta and the blue. They're beautiful. It's really hard to clean the brushes sometimes. All right. Now I have too much water in my brush. So this is the magenta. And look how pretty that is. So I think that is considered a cooler red. So the warmer red and the cooler red. And I guess that would be the warmer yellow and the cooler yellow. I'm not very good at that yet. And look how far I could take it. I don't want to waste the paint. I had too much water. But look at that. And then the last color that I'm going to have in this new set is my ultramarine blue. And that is beautiful. So it's actually pretty similar to the cobalt, isn't it? I'm just going to go underneath it. What do you think? Did you see any difference? Maybe it will look different when it's dry. Maybe I had too much water in my brush. Yeah. I think I just had too much water in my brush. So when it's watered down, it does look like the cobalt. So for my Paul Rubens, all of the tutorials, I guess I could have just watered down my ultramarine to get a more cobalt blue look, or what? I don't know. What do you guys think? So those are all of the colors. Let me just write them down. So this is Nickel Azo Yellow. This is Quinacridone Magenta. And this is Ultramarine Blue. So we have the Quin Red, the Quin Magenta, the Benzo Yellow. I don't know how to say that. It's Benzimidazolone Yellow. I have no idea. I love the both. They're both very pretty. The two, yeah, I think this is nice. I guess that is different than that quite a bit. I couldn't tell at first. I love that cobalt and the Dyke Brown and the Payne's Gray. These are beautiful. All right, so let's see. Let's just add some water. And let's just drop in some color and see what happens. It really spreads. Like, this is the most like a paint has ever spread for me. Like, out of all my paints, I would say my Winsor and Newton are one of the most tame ones for spreading. Which sometimes you want that because you don't want it to spread all over if you want more control. But it's so much fun when they just kind of spread out. And this kind of paper, it's not cotton paper, it's pulp paper, so it dries very fast. So yeah. That paper, except for where I have that swirl down here, it's already drying on me. So let's just try maybe a little bit of water and then drop in the color like that for a better idea. And you could help it spread. And you could tilt it. So yeah, this really reacts well with color, with water, big time. And I want to take some of this and some of this. And some of this. So that makes a really pretty purple. I know you're getting the glare. I'm sorry, you guys. It's just this paper dries very fast, so I'm not sure what kind of orange we're going to get. I think I'm going to have to add a little bit more here. I added too much. So I made a mess, but you can get a kind of pretty, like all different shades, really. That's a pretty orange. But I've made a mess. I added more water, lifting it up. Now we'll get mud over here. Yeah, I don't know. I have to hold it up so you don't get the glare, but when I hold it up, I had too much water and I'm making a mess. Please keep in mind that I'm a beginner here. Excuse me, I've got a bad cough. My asthma's been bothering me. I'll try to edit out all the coughing. So you can get a pretty, like a nice little green there. So I'm going to wait for this to dry and we can try mixing some colors a little bit better than that. All right, so now that we have a fresh page, let's just try to do some mixing. So we'll do the yellow and the Quinacridone Red. And we get this pretty orange. And if we mix this yellow with the Quinacridone magenta, sorry, I wasn't on camera. We get this more muted yellowy orange. And I'm not adding a lot of water there. I can add more water. I'm sorry I'm not on camera. I don't know how to do this where you're not getting the glare and I'm getting you on camera. But that's really pretty. I'm making a huge mess. You can see I don't really know what I'm doing yet for color mixing. And if I go with this, you know what the problem is this piece of paper. If I go with this, and this red, you can kind of get that color. So I can get lots of different oranges. And with the magenta, and I can lighten it up a bit more. So you can get a range of oranges and browns and corals, and it depends on how much yellow and how much red. I've gone really heavy on the reds and the pink, like that. But you can get lots of different colors, like other than just what's in there. And let's go down over here for some yellow. And let's mix in a little bit of this blue. see what kind of greens we can get. And this blue, the teal, and let's see, this blue, oh, so you can get some really pretty greens. And I know I'm going just light with them, but I don't want to waste all the paint just trying to mix, you know. But there's 3 different shades of green right there. And that's just with the first yellow. And now let's see if we can get other greens with the nickel azo yellow. I think I have too much blue there. Ooh. Look at that green. I like that a lot. Add the teal. It's very pretty and vibrant. Oh, and I can mix the 2 greens together even. That's okay. Every time I lift it up, I'm making a mess. I'm not used to how swooshy these paints are. And this blue, get a darker green. Now, and these can all be altered depending on how much yellow versus blue, you know? But look at all these greens. Just from these few colors. That is really nice because I like to do a lot of landscapes. And let's just try a few purples. So okay, we'll mix that red. I had too much blue. So there's one purple. And I'll be back, okay? Okay, guys, I am back, and I apologize for the screaming in the background. The kids are playing in the park across the street. I don't know whose kids they are, but they're having a lot of fun. And it's too warm to close the window, so you might hear them. And I have switched to a round brush. I'm just cleaning it off because it has some of that gluey stuff on it. So it is a Winsor & Newton Cotman number 6 round brush. I really like these brushes. So we were mixing purples. Everything dried because I went and had supper. So you can see all the different oranges that we mixed and some greens. And I'm just playing around. I'm not doing anything in any specific order. But so this was this red and this blue. So now I would like to try this red with a little bit of this blue. So that's what that blue looks like when it's not mixed. So you get this kind of purple. And you can get all different shades. Like, if you watercolor, this is probably painful, because I'm not very good yet at doing this, and this is very different from what I'm used to. So now I'm going to mix a little bit of this red with this blue. This is ultramarine. And I'm just doing very light like washes of the colors. And then we will do this. This is magenta. With some of this blue. And that's really pretty. So that gets a really nice purple. I like that. And let's do that magenta again. And this time, let's see what happens if we mix it with the teal. It's very pretty. And the magenta. And the ultramarine. And depending on how much you add, you get different shades. So you can get a really nice range of purples and way more than that. So yeah, these are a lot of fun. Now, I wanted to paint something, but I've been recording for a very long time, and I have a bad headache today. So I think we'll stop here. Maybe I will, on another day, paint a picture and come back and just splice all of these different videos together to one video. Or just in case I don't, we'll end it here. So you can see the color mixing and the swatches on this side of the page. And that is for the QoR Urban Sketching set. And plus the extra 3 that I had already. Beautiful colors. And let me know if you have this set and what you do with it and the mixes. What are your favorite mixes? I haven't mixed any browns. This page is still wet. But I think it would be pretty easy to mix some pretty browns too. And we do have that beautiful Dyke Brown. And we have also the Payne's Gray. So yeah, we already have a brown and a gray. So I think it would be really nice to make lots of different colors. Anyway, so that is it. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe. Hit the notification bell. All of those good things that help as a channel. And most importantly of all, take care. Stay safe. And happy painting. Have a great day. And thank you so much for spending time with me today. All right, guys. Bye.